Hi, I'm Agnes. Welcome to my eclectic channel. One thing I've never done so far is to sew a garment from A to Z following a pattern. And today I've decided to take the plunge. The pattern I'm going to be using is the Bette pattern. I've gathered and pinned the skirt to the bodice. I've decided not to line the skirt and to not worry about the petticoat right now. In terms of where I'm straying away, now I'm attaching the skirt to the petticoat and I'm attaching the skirt to the bodice. And in the pattern what they're calling for is to line up the right side of the bodice to the right side of the skirt and stitch all along. And then there's something about folding the seam over and stitching over. But I don't quite understand it. I feel like it would be bulky. So I've decided to do it differently. So I pinned only one layer of the bodice. So this is the lining of the bodice and I did not pin that. So the only thing, my bodice is pinned from right sides facing with the skirt, the gathered skirt, but I have not included the lining. So the lining is still like hanging out there, and we'll use it in the finishing in a way that I hope will be more neat. So for now, I'm taking this to my machine and work a row of straight stitches, and I'll be using a shorter stitch length to do this because this needs to be strong. So wish me luck. The stitching is done. Stitching a gathered skirt is always a whole lot of fun. And now I'm going to clean this up. Just cut any thread that sticks out. I don't need to worry about pulling out the gathering thread because it's inside the seam allowance. That was the whole reason for putting it there. So let me turn this right side out and see what we have going on. So here it is. More threads. So this looks neater. This is the front side. So what I'm going to do next, and this was in the instructions for the pattern, so that part I'll do, and that is I'm going to take this seam allowance, and it wants to lay upward against the bodice, so I'll leave it like that, but I'm going to give this a good press. So probably do this actually on the front side, so turn this right side out, and then press it, pull the fabric, not go crazy, or break anything, but pull it apart nicely and then press it all along that seam line. This is beginning to look like a dress. I'm excited. The next step will be to put in the zipper. It's an invisible zipper. I found some tutorials on YouTube and that's the extent of my knowledge. So we'll see how that goes. I really like how the seams are lining up with the darts, especially in the front. I did a really good job there, and it just looks so neat. Little details that just make a garment look more polished. This is looking more and more like a dress. I'm excited, but there's still a way to go. Three things. One is to finish the bodice, 2 is to put the zipper in, and 3 will be to hem it. So remember, the lining of the bodice is not attached to anything. What was I planning to do with that? So here's my thought there that I have no reason to believe won't work. Neither do I have a reason to believe that it will work. So it's experimental. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lining part of the bodice, and I am going to fold it under and press it by the seam allowance of 1.5 centimeters. And then once that's done, it will be set on where the skirt is. And I see, okay, I have to press the seam allowance some more, but it will be folded and it will go on top of all of this gathered skirt seam allowance mess. And I'm going to attach it in place by hand stitching. When sewing, it's always good to be a couple steps ahead of where you really are. Before I attached the bodice, the lining, I went and read ahead, and I also watched some tutorials for the zipper, because you still got to put the zipper. So zipper with lining, how to handle that. And I read ahead in the pattern, and like I said, the instructions were not really clear. So step number So step number 13 is where I was getting confused, and it sounded like they were attaching the lining and everything together, and I didn't like that. But then that's not what they were saying, because I don't know what they're saying. Step 13 I can't comprehend. But step 14 is to insert the zip. Apparently in Great Britain, a zipper is a zip. It's not a verb, it's a noun. And then step 15 is telling us to do what I did, fold in the seam allowance and stitch in place by hand. And see, this comes after we insert the zipper. So the idea is to insert the zipper to the right, like the public side of the bodice, not the lining, the outer part of the shell. Attach the zipper to the shell. And then, just like I folded the lining in preparation for hand stitching it to the skirt seam, I will also be folding it on the zipper part and hand stitch it to the zipper, and it will hide the zipper that way. So I'll have to play with that. It looks like I don't know what this is going to look like. But one thing for certain, there's no more escaping it. The next step is to put in the zipper. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like.